Welcome back to another episode of the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. Hi, friends. This is the final days to enroll for the Power Move Mastermind if you want to start by next week, next Monday, which is our retreat day. The Power Move Mastermind is 12 months long and we have quarterly retreats. So every single quarter, we do one of these all day retreats. It's completely virtual, and our next one is next Monday. I'm so excited about the direction of this program. It feels so good. It feels like I finally get to like step into this creative energy and truly like be who I am and do what I love and talk about the things that I love to talk about. And if you are considering, you need to get your application in right now. Today's Wednesday. You've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We start retreat on Monday. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just excited about just the direction in general of my business. And that's going to be kind of what we talk about today and how this affects you and how you can use this for your own benefit. But the Power Move Mastermind is really honestly about your next level. It's about your next season in business. This is for seasoned business owners. So you've built the business, you've made money, and you've seen success, but it 100% does not feel like freedom. So this is going to be your permission slip to do your business different than ever before, to have a business you actually love and you're running it from this place of you're not watering yourself down. And if you're hustling in your business, you're working way too much, but you truly desire ease and you desire it to be easy and to be peaceful and to have that freedom. And you really want to attract your dreamiest clients into your world, but you're doing a lot of chasing, you're doing a lot of follow-ups, you're doing a lot of checking in. And this used to be me. And I literally hated that energy. Like I felt like that was what I was supposed to do. And I hated it. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I want to call in the most amazing, ready clients. And when you do, they're the best clients to work with. And they always show up and they do the work and they get results. And it's like, it's fun and it's easy and it makes your job fun and easy. Now, this does not mean that that I don't have clients that like need support from me consistently. Like, I love it. I'm like, yes, Slack message me every single day. Like, let's coach all the time. Like, I literally love my job. Let's coach. It's not that they don't ask for help. It's not that they're like easy in a way of like, they never navigate hard things. It's that they're willing to do the work. They're willing to show up. And so if you're still doing that, you're still like playing safe in your business. You still feel like you're filtering the things you say or the things you do, or even the offers you create. And you feel like you're doing it from this place of like very heavy masculine energy where like you're trying to structure it in the most perfect way. That again, this used to be me, but you feel like that it just doesn't feel like you don't feel the energy, right? This is the space for you. So this mastermind is not going to be what maybe even what like is normal for you, right? It's not going to be where you like sit and network and learn a bunch of strategies. Now, will you network? Naturally, 100%. Like that's the literal point of being in a group together. And will you learn strategies? 100%. I believe in coaching, not just mentorship, not just talking at you, but like tangibly, how do we make this into a thing, right? But it's also where you're going to have a full life body business transformation. It's where you are going to probably burn a good part of what you've done, maybe burn the whole business. I have a private client and we're in the process of burning and rebuilding, and it only took 2 weeks. And sometimes when you're a fast mover, that feels like a very long time. But like the energy that's pouring out of her already in 2 weeks is like insane. It's like a 360 difference. It's so cool to watch. But this is where you're going to stop chasing and do a lot of the attracting. This is where you're going to step into the life you want to live. It's really about embodying your next level self. And so you're attracting and becoming super magnetic AF. And I can tell you that since this pivot for me, there's been a lot of where I feel like I'm like super chill, relaxed. There's a lot less strategy involved. And I was just telling my private client yesterday that I've always been a type A person, like very structured. Everything needs a place. Everything needs to like be in order. And that worked for me in a certain season of life. And sometimes it works for me in certain things that I'm doing. But on the contrary to that, it then also created so much stress and so much lack of authenticity around what I was doing because it felt like it had to be this structured way. where now I've completely like let go of this pressure within myself. So one of the examples I gave her was like right now in my business, it's if I don't want to post, if I don't want to post something on social media, if I don't want to write an email, if I don't want to send out a podcast, I literally just don't do it. And now this comes from the place of like I was the person sending like 4 to 10 emails a week, podcasting 1 to 2 times a week, posting on social media daily, right? This isn't for the people listening who are like not showing up at all. This is not a message for you. You need to show up. This is for the people who are overworking, over hustling, overdoing it, but from a place where you aren't doing it from a creative place, right? Like you're not doing it from like a feel good space. You're doing it from like a, I have to do this. This is the checkbox. Check, I've done it. And then a lot of people will come to me. They're like, Tay, I'm doing all the things. I'm showing up, I'm posting, I'm in all the places, I'm writing the emails, I'm podcasting, but like nothing is happening. And it's not about the checklist, it's about the energy. And so now that I've taken this pressure off myself of like, I'm not going to do it if I don't feel like doing it, I'm not going to show up, I'm not going to post, it has allowed me so much more space to not feel pressure when I wake up in the morning, like, oh my God, what am I going to say? What am I going to post? I got to get a post out today. It's been like relaxed, number one. But number two is it allows me to come to it from such a creative space that posting is so much easier. It is so much more natural. And it feels good and it's like fun and I'm being creative and I'm like allowing the energy to like lead the way that I'm showing up. And my analytics have skyrocketed. I've had so many people be like, I can literally feel your energy through the screen. Like it's so fucking good. And that's the point. Like that's where you're magnetic. And who would have thought my type A, like tight, like completely controlling ass would have been like, if I relax and I love my life and I love what I'm talking about and I do it from like a fun, creative space and I have more fun, I'm going to make more money and more people are going to be attracted. It's going to be easier than ever. And what I see with women so often is the pull. It's this like tense energy of like, it has to happen. It's very masculine. And again, I say all this to say is like, this has been me for so long in my masculine energy. But what I also know is that also has led to resentment. It's led to burnout. It's led to being super unfulfilled in my life. And it's also been where I'm not leaning into what is natural for me. Like as a woman, feminine is your natural energy that you should be living in, right? And so as a business owner, you have to learn how to balance both because there's going to be parts and pieces of your business and your life that just require your masculine energy. It is what it is. But if you're always leading from your masculine energy, right, it comes this place where we're not being creative. And a lot of us, most of us, I would say, came here to be creative. We came here to have a business where it is this like outlet where we're using our gifts, we're using what we're good at, we're using what we are called to do to change people's lives, right? And if we are not leaning into that, then something is going to feel off. And this was me for a long time, but then specifically last year where everything felt off because I wasn't leaning into that energy. I wasn't leaning into what like I'm good at and what I love and like what makes me happy, right? And so now it's like such a 360, like, wow, not that I'm glad. I mean, I am, right? Not that I was gonna say, not that I'm glad that I went through what I went through last year, but at the same time, I am because I learned so many important lessons that are just literally the foundations for wild success. But at the same time, over the last, I would say even 4 weeks, 5 weeks since the new year started, every single one of my students, no matter the program, no matter if it was in my lowest level container, my mastermind container, or my private clients, we're having the same conversations just in different ways. And it's all about the shift that I went through last year. A lot of people are having now. It's like the rebranding, that I don't feel like myself. I feel like I'm holding back. I feel like I'm playing safe. This doesn't feel right. I'm way too much of my masculine energy. I want to burn it down. I feel confused, overwhelmed, all the things that I felt last year. A lot of people are feeling now. And while that season was extremely hard for me, and I just want to like thank all of you for being here through that season with me because it was hard. It was really hard. And for people to see you and see like I see that you're going through something and I'm gonna like stick with you through that something like means so much to me. But at the same time too, it's really cool to be able to help other people through it because I'm so close to it because it happened to me such in a recent period that like I can coach from such a empathetic space, right? I can coach from like a really grounded place, even of like, I totally get what you're experiencing. This journey is so hard. So, that is what the Power Move Mastermind is. It's about no longer chasing, hustling, proving. You're not playing small. And I say playing small from this place of like, if you're playing small, right? Even if you've made a lot of money, like again, last year, multi six figures, it was our second best income year last year. And I felt like absolute dog shit. But also, I knew I was playing small. So, like, playing small is such a relative, perspective because when I was in the very beginning stages, I was playing small, but in a different way, right? So, you will feel this energy because you will feel like, God, I'm meant for so much more. And I can like feel it, but I'm not totally stepping into it, right? So if you're still trying to play by this quote unquote rule book that you have in your own head, or you're still trying to like push things in a way that you've always done them, right? This was me last year. I was like constantly pushing myself to do the thing I've always done, even though I felt like this isn't really in alignment with what I love. It's not allowing me to like have the peace and the freedom and like let go in the way, but it's also not allowing me to like showcase my energy and like who I am. And so if you're still trying to play by that rule book, it's probably time and you feel it to make that change. That's where the Power Move Mastermind comes into play. You're not fully owning your leadership and stepping into that authority energy, and your energy still feels consistent, right? So you're probably still leaning into like perfectionism or overthinking or overworking instead of like releasing this like bold next level version of you. And maybe even you like hit a wall where you're like questioning even your purpose. Like you're questioning, is this what I should be doing? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing this? But if you're the woman who knows that you're doing that, you're experiencing that, you're feeling that, but on the flip side of that, you really, really want peace. You want it to be easy. You want flow and you want less resistance, meaning like you want to be able to be like, I'm going to sell a high ticket offer and have no drama about it. I'm going to pop up this low ticket offer, mid ticket offer, and I'm going to have zero resistance. I'm not going to justify my prices. I'm not going to be leaning into convincing people. I'm going to lean into talking to my dream clients where like they can feel my energy, but I'm really leaning into like what I'm good at and what I feel called to do. And you feel so certain within your bones, like you feel it in your soul. Your nervous system can like finally relax and you're really leaning into like full on fulfillment and you really, really want financial overflow. Maybe you want to donate. Maybe you want to have a nonprofit. Maybe you want to fly first class, buy a beach home, like pay off debt. You really want that next level in business where you aren't just trading time for dollars. You're not just making money and having clients. You're actually experiencing freedom. Like midday, you can take your kids to a bakery. Midday, you can sign up for a painting class. Midday, you can go to Pilates if you want to, or you can book a spontaneous midweek trip. My assistant last week was like, hey, I'm taking the kids to Great Wolf Lodge. I'll be back in 2 days. Like, cool. Like, that's literally the point of having the freedom, right? Is because you've built the business where it allows you to just say, hey, I'm going to go do this thing. I'm just going to go do this, right? And you're doing what lights you up. It feels like full on fulfillment. So in the mastermind, you will lean into your power move. This is going to look different for every single person. This mastermind is a customized experience fully. Every single person in this mastermind is getting one-to-one coaching, one-to-one attention, because some of you are going to need a rebrand. Some of you might even need to hire people on your team. Some of you need to lean into leadership. Some of you need to lean into ease. Some of you need to simplify everything and have better systems. And some of you need a combination of all of those things. But the strategy will be fully built around you, and we will kick off Monday building it around you. And then for the next year, we're going to coach every single week on Zoom, small group coaching sessions. Again, you get customized coaching, one-to-one Slack coaching and support every single week. You've got your mastermind group, you've got your women, you've got your portal, and then every quarter we're going to do these retreats. So do the retreat, you workshop through your workbook, you create your plan, we execute on that plan for the next 90 days, and then we come back and we revisit that plan with another workshop, again, 90 days, revisit, etc. And so our core method is really about the identity shift of who you're becoming, right? The next level version of you, and then learning how to attract with your energy. And again, for every one of you, this is going to look different. Your energy will be different than mine, and most people's in the room, it's yours, right? So this is not about how you become more like me, how you become more bold and you say bold things and you speak like me and show up like me and have offers like me. That's not what I'm asking for. But what I am asking for is what is that version of you? Then we're going to go through your powerful business model, which makes you more money while giving more impact with less work. Again, this is making more money while you work less than before. This is not how you make money and never see or talk to your clients and not get people results. Like I will never subscribe to that. And then we're going to talk about how you receive more money without resistance, how you embody your next level, highest level self, and then how you create an expansive environment, not only in your life, not only in your business, but like every single part of what you're doing. If this is like, yes, this is me, I am feeling this, I want to lean into this, I want to truly embody this next level, I know I'm playing small, I'm ready to get in the room and make a power move, this is for you. Submit your application right now. Like, don't be like, oh, I'm going to think about it. Oh, I'm going to go do this thing. Just apply. You're right here. You're listening. I mean, not if you're driving, obviously. Save the link. It's in the show notes. Just apply. Send in your application. Once you send in your application, I will be sending you a reply immediately because, again, we have now through Friday to get you in there. And then you will have everything you need. So you'll pick your payment plan. We have three options. You can pay in full, 10K. You can do a 12-month payment plan of 888, or you can go with Klarna, which is a third-party app we use for financing. They will give you a custom payment plan. I do believe they run your credit. But those are your three options for payments. You will have 24 hours to submit your payment, get in, and then Monday we will kick off and we will change your whole life in the next year. In 12 months from today, you will be a completely different person. One of my students is graduating on Friday and I love her. She's just like such a gem of a human and I can't explain it to you because you just feel it in her energy. And I felt it from day one with her, but she wasn't showcasing it the way she is now. And now it's like a full circle moment. And so she came in and she was playing very small. She was being quiet. She wasn't speaking up. She wasn't standing up for herself. She wasn't saying the thing. Like she was completely playing small in her business. And we had a call on Friday. No, sorry. We had a call on Monday this week. I'm all mixed up on my days. And we were going through, the group was going through like how they're feeling as far as like stepping into leaning into their power, stepping into their voice, stepping into authenticity and leadership and like truly embodying this next level confidence. And she said that when she'd come into the group last year, a year ago, she was at like 25% of like using her voice and leaning into authenticity. And she was feeling like a 3 out of 10 as far as like confidence and owning her shit and owning the room and being in her power. And now 1 year later, she's like, I'm a 10. And with authenticity, like I'm at a 75%, but you can literally feel her energy. Like it's so much different. She's like speaking up in the group and like offering feedback to other students. And you can see it on social media and she's showing up and she's like, it's just this full circle moment. And it's incredible. Like it's the best thing to watch. But this is you, right? Like this is what happens when you commit to the work for a year. Your life is you're going to feel it. Like, let's be honest. In 90 days, you're going to feel it. In 60 days, you're going to see it. And in 12 months, you're going to be a completely different fucking person from being in this room. This is about where you don't water yourself down. You lean into what you actually want and you stop denying yourself the things that you want. This was me for a long time. I continued to deny myself all of the things that I wanted, all of the things that I wanted to say. I kept thinking like, it can't look like this. It's not supposed to be like this. This is what people have said not to do. This is what people have said not to say. Like, no. Who said? Who said that? Like, who's making these rules up, right? This is an industry where there's no rules. Most of us here are so privileged in that we have a job that makes us a lot of money. We have community. We have a really cool schedule, and there's no rules. There's no HR. You get to literally decide what you do and how you do it. And so many people, I remember like a couple years ago when I got into coaching, people were like, don't be an influencer and don't say it this way and like don't do it this way because like that makes you like not a real coach. Like, no, I'm here to influence because I'm here to change people's lives. And impact comes with influence. And it's about walking my walk and being super like leaning into who I am. Right. And so one of my biggest regrets is watering myself down and trying to fit into this box, this mold that people said you should fit into and denying myself that freedom of what I actually wanted and how I wanted it to look and how I wanted to flow because I didn't want it to always be like chasing these perfect strategy. No, like we want freedom. Freedom is not chasing a perfect strategy. Freedom is not holding back the things that you're good at, the things that you want to say and the ways that you want to say them. And I think one of the biggest ways too, this is like a whole other episode I could get into, but one of the ways I was always watering myself down and holding myself back is spirituality. As most of you know, I'm Native American. I grew up with my Native American mother. And one of the big things in our culture is spirituality, right? But my mom's mom, who's not Native, because my mom's dad's Native, she grew up religious. And so there's this weird battle. I've seen it in my friend groups, I've seen it with my family, I've seen it online between spirituality and religion. And I have always believed from the day that I was like a very, very small child. This is like so vulnerable to even say because I know so many people are going to like fucking hate me for this. But from the time I was a very small child, I've always believed in God and I've believed in spirituality. I, however, have not subscribed to religion. I think that religion puts you in this box of what they want you to be, and your relationship with God or whatever you believe in gets to be your own. But it also there's not like I think for me it's this like rule book, right? Like religions are like you can't do that, you can't say that, you can't wear that, you can't act like that, you can't drink that, you can't, whatever. But like they are then judging your relationship with God and how that looks. And then on the flip side of this, I'm very spiritual. I'm a very, very spiritual person. Yes, I am into astrology. I literally love astrology. I love not like what is your daily horoscope, okay? Like I think people get misconstrued on like astrology. I don't read daily horoscopes, and I just genuinely don't care. But like using your birth chart, using your human design, and I find it really interesting that people who are religious are willing to, look into like their Enneagram. They're willing to look into like these personality um, traits or tests about themselves. But when it comes to looking at your birth chart, which is again a personality test, and it literally tells you about your personality, that's like a no-go. I just find it interesting, right? But for me, I'm very open-minded to different practices. I'm very open-minded to different thoughts, different beliefs, different religions. Now, am I going to embody those? Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. I'm open-minded. But I'm also never going to shit and shame on somebody for how they believe. So when I'm talking, when I'm coaching, whatever, I'm like, whatever you believe, God, universe, spirit, Buddha, like it doesn't matter. But it's what do you believe in? And how are you showing up in your authentic space? And so I say all that to say is that I've helped so many women with using their birth chart get closer to who they are, get more in tune with who they are and what they're hiding, what they're masking, and also how to brand yourself and how to lean into it for your business. I've done this with my private clients, I've done it with my mastermind students, and it's like how you use this information to your own advantage because it's part of your personality. And so I know that's not for everyone, but I say that to say is like, if that's not for you, this isn't the space for you, but I'm not going to continue to water myself down. And also too, like there's this part of me that felt like this is also kind of shameful to my lineage. Like so many people in my family that are very spiritual, right? Who are Native American, who do lean into the spirituality pieces, and to try to deny that part of me and who I am and what I've always believed in because of people on the internet making comments is just like that's crazy to me that I ever allowed that. And that flows into everything I've done with my business, being afraid to stand up for myself, speak up, love the things I love, and not be a watered down version of myself. If you're ready to make your power move, you're ready to embody next level leadership, and you're ready to honestly burn the rule book and do exactly what it is you want to do to find success in your life and business your way, this is the mastermind for you. Apply right now. I will be chatting with you as soon as I get your application, and I'll see you Monday for our retreat day. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will chat with you on the next episode.